At the beginning of this week's Torah reading, which is called Bo, there is the phrase, "And God called to Moses, Bo el Paro, and go and tell him to let my people go, but know that I have hardened his heart." There are two issues that emerge out of this one sentence that want to have very close attention paid to it. The first one is the word Bo, which I deliberately did not translate because the word Bo in most translations of this Sidra comes as go to Pharaoh. Bo, go to Pharaoh. Bo does not mean go. Lech means go. Bo means come to Pharaoh. One of the great Hasidic masters, Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Kotz, reminds us that you can never escape from God, that God is always with you. God is always present. We may think that what we're doing is in secret, that no one can hear us, no one can see us, God is absent, that we've shunted God away out of our lives, and it doesn't really exist for us in this moment, but that is a lie to the self. God is always present. So in the Torah, when God says to Moses, Bo el Paro, come to Pharaoh, Moses understands the import of this message, which is that I'm with you. I'm always going to be with you. I've always been with you since the day of your inception. I'm always going to be with you until the day that you leave this world and then beyond. So go to Pharaoh, come to Pharaoh, and I shall remain by your side. The other issue is that how do we reckon with the idea that God hardens Pharaoh's heart? It's one of the great constructs that bothers most people that read the book of Exodus, because it seems to remove from humanity the idea that we have free will. If God hardens Pharaoh's heart, then what choice does Pharaoh have to make his own decisions about whether to let the Jewish people go out of slavery or not? One cannot have one's heart hardened unless one wills it to be so. We do have free will to be able to say, to do anything that we want to do. And what we decide to do, God will help us execute. We want to be good, we want to give tzedakah, God will give us the means to do that. We want to be evil, we want destruction, God will put it in our hand to do whatever it is that we will to do. So when the Torah says that God has hardened Pharaoh's heart, what is meant by that is that he's allowed Pharaoh to carry out his own will. And all that is going on within the text is that God is informing Moses, this is what he wants, this is what I will allow. In both instances, which bookmark this very first verse of the Sidra, we're reminded that God is always there. God is always present. All we need to do is be cognizant of this fact, and we will feel ourselves elevated simply by this God consciousness. Shabbat Shalom.